otherwise I would call it absolute shit show. Yeah. The Czech election is in 2 weeks, or actually almost 1 week. It's getting very close, and it's a very joyful event. Lately, I've been focusing more on anything else than focusing on the Czech election, but today I read some posters. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not like a gambler, but I think like everybody loses. I hope everybody loses. I don't know why it's happening like that. The last like 10 years probably, no politician is like decent. Like not even like not bad, but no politician is decent. They just yap about stuff. In Czechia there are like how many political parties that have chances. There is Spolu, which is like together, all we are together, which has like, those are like centrists, you know, the how would you call it, the muddy people, the mud monsters. They are basically with the wind. They are little bit left, little bit right. In Czechia there are no right-wing parties. Nothing right-wing. Like right-wing, for example, like you would say Donald Trump, or which is not far right as many people say, or right-wing like, who else is right-wing really? Maybe Turks, how is it called? Erdogan is right-wing because he's like theocratic guy, but he's not like economically right-wing, he's left-wing. Everybody's left-wing except America, otherwise everybody's left-wing. And then we have Stan, which is like mayors and non-affiliated. Then we have ANO, which is it like started as counter to the CSSD and ODS, which were like right wing and left wing socialists and capitalists, let's say. Which the ODS is now in the Spolu with another parties that are like pro-democracy, I would say, pro-free markets, a little bit. So we have ANO, which is going to win. It's led by Andrej Babiš. He's from Slovakia, but he's like Czech, but he speaks broken Czech still. Like he's there for like 40 years, or I don't know how many it is. More, probably 50 years. He still speaks broken Czech. And then we have SPD, which is like right wing, but they are not really right wing. They have leftist economic policy. They just hate black people, which like is probably most of Czechia, but they don't like the left-wing economic policies, so they are trying to build it on that. But there are no like dark people in Czechia, so they are not going to like win on that. Then there is Motorists, which is another like right-wing party, a little bit right-wing, like not really. Their leader makes good like Nazi jokes, which I find funny. Other people are like offended by them, but he's obviously just rage baiting and trolling. And Next we have Stachelo, which is like commies, commies back on the rise. We banned Communist Party, and they are on the rise again. These bitches. So that's only parties that are relevant. Then we have like UFO party. Then we have party that is literally called "Don't Vote This Party," and they promise that if they win, they're basically anarchists, I would say, probably. Then we have like monarchists that want to re-establish basically Austria-Hungary, which can be cool. What we have next? There are like many other like weird, like fringe political parties that don't really make sense of you for voting for, but I think the main ones that and we have pirates, which are again communists basically. They are like communists. They are something like the Democratic Party of USA, the radical wing. Those will get 10% probably too. So the ANO, led by Babiš, will get like 33%. The Spolu will get like 20, which is what we have now, the coalition. Spolu with Stan and Pirates, I think. Then will be probably SPD, I think, will be third biggest party. Then Stan, or maybe Stan will be before SPD, but they have big affair like now because they stole so much money. There's like corruption everywhere. It's just Eastern Europe. Like people are saying we are Central Europe. No, we are Eastern. We have Eastern European politics because the corruption is insane, like insane. And so there will be probably SPD, then probably Communist, then probably Pirati, Pirates, then probably Stachelo, and then maybe motorists. But you need 5% to get into the parliament, so they will maybe not get it. I personally have no idea who I'm going to vote for. I usually vote for like democratic parties, the middle, the Spolu, or the Spolu. I probably have to vote Spolu. I don't know. Like I don't know why would I do that. What like because again the ANO is like pro-Russian, which I don't like. Like Europe now is very like confused. I think there is a big confusion because, like, especially in Czechia, you basically want to lick feet of Russia, or you want to lick feet of America. There is like this famous skit, like when they tell something, and Czech politicians just we have to wait for America. They are going to solve it for us. So that's Czechia, but we are only 10 million people. It's not we are not significant. We are not very like politically significant country. We are a small country, tiny country. But yeah, I'm not like worried about the future because if ANO wins, I don't think Babiš is going to go like haywire. They will probably like ban Ukrainians, maybe kick them out, which again, I'm not for migration, as many of you know, but I much likely prefer Ukrainians than some African people that have absolutely no culture as we have. Ukrainians don't have culture as we have, but it's much closer, let's say. There are Slavs too, so we'll see. The Ukraine-Russia war, which there will be many free Palestine people. I don't care about this war. I care kind of about the Ukraine-Russia war. It's a few kilometers away, so I hope it's going to get solved soon. I don't know what's happening like that long. There are new like exciting news, exciting for the weapons companies, I think, and that Trump is trying to like push Russia. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I just hope the elections will. I just hope the elections will not like ban me from making content or something, which probably shouldn't, but we don't know what's going to happen. But Slovak people that are in my chat, they probably know how it's looking like right now in Slovakia, and if it's gonna look similar in Czechia, like in Hungary. Like I love Hungary, but like Orban, I know what he wants to do, but he's not like Democrat. I think there should be term limits on everything. Like I don't think you should be in politics for your whole life. It shouldn't be. Maybe mayor. You can be mayor for your whole life in the town you grew up with. I think that's fair. That's fine. But in parliament, Congress, in anything, I don't think you should be doing that for that long. I don't think there should be like one premier for 30 years, which usually happens. I don't think they should just change from senator to like another person to premier to minister to something. I don't think it should work like that. I would be for hard term limits. Just do and enough, because you're just saying, okay, this is will of the people that made me, and like I would maybe be for the direct democracy. It wouldn't be that hard today to make referendums on every major thing. I know there needs to be like some free estates like was in France before the revolution, because you cannot just leave people will just vote, okay, give us 10 times more 10 times more salary. It will crash the economy, because most people, 70, 80% people, 90 maybe, have no idea what they're voting for. They're like, there would have to be some test, maybe economic or anything. So that's why, and this is big disillusion with the current political system, because people feel like politicians, like one famous English politician, you probably know, like we live in the period where politicians are not very popular, and he says, you have my sympathy. He was fascist, what was his name? Let me know down in the comments, you know that, I forget. Why, sir? Oh, mostly, yeah, he was mostly. And that's true. We live in that period all the time, because politicians make promises, you get voted for, and they get into the office and they find out, yeah, it's freaking not that easy. It's not that easy to make these promises come true, and you always don't want to make these promises come true. So they are like, communists are saying 13th, how do you say it? Wage subsidy for elderly pay. They will get one more elderly subsidy. Like why? Why? But people, old people, they will just do it. They don't give a shit about. When I'm 30 or when I was 20, they don't care. video, that would be like the pinnacle of my life, and I can die after that because I'm not like I'm like skeptic or like disillusional. How would you say that? Like pessimistic about my life. I'm just realistic, really, because I know how much things cost, and even if I took like the loan, I could never pay it. Could never pay it. I could get a loan and like go into Argentina, into Patagonia, and hide there with that money. Maybe build an igloo or something. That's the only thing that I can do right now. And there is like I always hate it when there is big change ahead of us, you know, something new is happening on the horizon and nothing is going to freaking change. Nothing is going to change. And I just don't know how to, like, I'm 100% sure that everybody who's watching this completely agrees, because it's not a Czechia problem, it's a world problem. World problem that we don't have houses, and people are like trying to pin it on maybe people that are buying the plots, you know, and renting them. I don't think it's that. I think it's the main problem is 100 years ago when my grandparents came to this town, probably, or another town. They were from another. There was like land nobody was using, so they said, "Can I have this land? Can I buy it from the state?" And they bought it, and it was farmland. So they bought a farmland and said, "Okay, you know, when I'm working in the farmland, I need a plot inside the town." And they said, "Okay, you can buy a plot inside the town." It was costing nothing, it was land. And they said, "Okay, I will build a house there." And they said, "Okay, build a house. The only thing you have to do like is make it a few meters from another house, so if it catches fire, it doesn't spread. Otherwise, we don't really care what you do with that. So you just gather your family." Literally in my town, our houses, they're made out of mud, clay, and wheat. Like, you know, you just roll it, dry it on the sun, and build a house with it. And these houses still stand, unless they were in the flood, and it just works. You just don't have just somebody from the town came and said, "Yeah, this is the house. Nice job." And you could live in that house. Of course, you lived with whole family in that too, but you could do that today. If you want to do a house, build a house, like you have to, at least a year, you are doing papers. At least the papers will cost you like 5,000 euros maybe. Oh, like not that much. Oh, well, yeah, probably yes. 5,000, 6,000 euros. You need to do a project. You need to go to the department. You need to get like stamps from police department, from like emergency. Everybody says something to it. Then they come and they will tell you, "Okay, you want a roof like this, but you cannot have a roof like this because we want you to have a roof like this." And you will say, "Okay," or another way, "You want a roof like this to save money," and they will say, no, you have to have a roof like this because other houses have a roof like this. But you say, "But this house is a roof like this." But they will say, "Yeah, we allowed them because they wanted probably something, some cash or something." And you're just bottling it out all the time. And then you come to the building the house, and they will say, "Okay, 2 years ago it would cost you that amount of money, now it will cost you that amount of money." So we will say, "I will build it myself." So you want to build it myself, and they will say at the collation, "But you need like stamp from electrician, stamp from person that is water, stem from this, and you cannot, you just cannot do it. It was just much easier, and that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. Yeah, there's lots of in Czechia especially. There's lots of unused land that can build houses, and then towns just can say build houses there, and people would build them. Like I would build, if I had plot, I would build a house, small house from wood. I would build it myself. So yeah. But hopefully one day I will get a mobile house and I will get this set up and we can stream and I can whisper to you all the time without that much complaining. But I know you love the complaining. You love it because you are loyal fans and I love you and I appreciate you. And one day the kingdom will rise and I will buy a full Templar armor. But with not cross, but with some atheist symbols. And we will go to the full battle against other ASM artists, I don't know, against Jojo, against this white nose company, which is very cool. Go check out Jojo, but you probably know him. I'm glad that ASMR is still existing. I'm listening to ASMR all the time because I'm stressed as a freaking dog. I've been working so much lately. Like I work from 7:30 to like 5:30 every day. Even on Saturdays, like a half day. And then I'm recording. After that I'm trying to record. So that's why I'm not making that many videos, because I am tired as a freaking dog. And it will get better, I'm sure of it. Anyway, I will stop yapping, even though I could go on, but it's boring, it's just me complaining, you know. But I know some of you like it. Let me know down in the comments your ideas. Maybe let me know some questions that you would like to ask me, like how are you doing, Ankh? What's your gooning streak or something like that, and I will answer them in the next videos. And I want to record more. I just love recording, and I love you. Good night, be good, and I will see you next time.